You're good at so many things. You solve problems at work, you figure things out, you make decisions. But with money, you freeze. And it's not because you're bad with numbers. It's because nobody ever told you that building wealth isn't complicated. It's just different. It requires a different way of thinking. And once you understand that, everything changes. Here's what I mean. You can negotiate a raise. You can navigate office politics. You can build relationships. You can create something from nothing. But the moment someone mentions retirement or investing, your brain just shuts down. You nod along like you understand. You tell yourself you'll figure it out later. And then you close the tab and pretend it didn't happen. And I used to think that was weird. Like, why would a smart woman be confident in every area of her life except this one? But then I realized something. It's not about intelligence. It's about permission. Nobody ever gave you permission to think about money the way you think about your career. Nobody ever sat down and showed you that the rules are actually simple, that you don't need to be a genius. You just need to understand one thing: time. And here's what makes right now so critical. If you're between 25 and 35, you have something that money literally cannot buy. You have decades. And the math of those decades is so heavily in your favor that it's almost unfair. But only if you move now, not next year. Not when you understand more, now. Because every year you wait, you're leaving money on the table that you can never get back. Hey sis, I'm Maya, your big sis. I'm here to help you build real wealth and live the life you actually love. No legal jargon, no judgment. If you're ready to stop winging it with your money, hit subscribe and let's do this together. Penny and I are so happy you're here. Let me tell you something that nobody talks about when they talk about retirement. They always focus on the age, 65, 67, 70. Like, the number is what matters. Like, if you just wait long enough, retirement will happen to you. But that's not how it works. Retirement isn't an age. It's a number. A specific amount of money that you need to have accumulated so that you can stop working and live off what your money makes. And here's where it gets interesting. That number is the same whether you're 30 or 50. Let's say you need $1 million to retire comfortably. That's your target. That's the finish line. But the time you have to reach it? That's completely different. If you're 30 years old and you start investing today, you have 35 years to reach that million. If you're 40, you have 25 years. If you're 50, you have 15 years. Same finish line. Completely different runway. Now, here's the part that changes everything. The money you invest doesn't just sit there. There grows, and it grows exponentially, not linearly. This is called compound interest, and it's the closest thing to magic that exists in finance. Let me show you what I mean with actual numbers. If you invest $500 a month starting at 25, by the time you're 65, you've contributed $240,000. But because of compound interest, you actually have around $1.4 million. That's not you being smart. That's time doing the heavy lifting. Now let's say you wait until you're 35 to start. You invest the same $500 a month. By 65, you've contributed $180,000. And you have around $750,000. You invested less money because you had less time, but you also ended up with half as much money, same contribution rate. Completely different outcome. But here's where it gets even more interesting. What if you're 35 and you want to catch up? What if you want to end up with that same $1.4 million? You don't invest $500 a month. You invest closer to $900 a month. You have to almost double your contribution to make up for the time you lost. That's assuming you can even afford to do that. This is why the moment you're in right now matters so much. If you're between 25 and 35, you're in the sweet spot. You still have time on your side. You haven't lost the exponential growth yet. But you're also old enough to actually have money to invest. You're earning. You're building a career. You're in a position to move. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, but I don't have $500 a month. I barely have $50. And here's the thing that's so important. It doesn't matter because the math works the same way at every scale. If you invest $50 a month starting at 25, by 65, you have around $140,000. If you start at 35, you have around $70,000. Same ratio, same exponential difference. The amount doesn't change the principle. It just changes the outcome. So let me ask you something. What if you found $50 a month? What if you looked at your spending and found one coffee a week that you didn't actually need? Or one subscription you weren't using? Or one meal out that you could make at home? $50. That's the difference between having $140,000 at retirement and having nothing. But here's the thing that keeps most women from doing this. They think it's not enough. They think $50 a month is so small that it doesn't matter, that they might as well wait until they can invest more, until they have a bigger salary, until they understand better. And while they're waiting, the clock is ticking, because compound interest doesn't care about the size of your investment. It cares about time, it cares about consistency, it cares about starting. Let me tell you about someone I know. Her name is Sarah. She's 32. She makes decent money. Not amazing, but decent. And she told me that she started investing when she was 28. Just $200 a month. She didn't understand it that well. She was nervous. She didn't know if she was doing it right, but she did it anyway. 4 years later, she has around $12,000 invested. And here's the thing that blew her mind. She only put in $8,000. The other $4,000 came from growth, from her making money. And she's not even halfway through her investing life. She has 33 more years until retirement. 33 years for that $4,000 to turn into $40,000. For that $12,000 to turn into $120,000. And the best part, she told me that once she started, the fear went away. She stopped worrying about whether she was doing it right. She just checked in every few months. She watched her money grow, and it became normal. It became part of her life. And now she's not stressed about retirement. She's excited about it. This is what happens when you understand that building wealth isn't complicated. It's just different. It requires a different way of thinking. Instead of thinking about how much money you have right now, you think about how much time you have left. Instead of thinking about whether you're doing it perfectly, you think about whether you're doing it consistently. Instead of thinking about retirement as something that happens to you, you think about it as something you're building. And here's the thing that really matters. Once you understand this, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to pretending that your financial future is something that will just happen. You understand that every month you don't invest is a month where your money isn't making money. Every year you wait is a year of compound interest that you're leaving on the table. And if you're between 25 and 35, that's not some distant, abstract thing. That's real money. That's thousands of dollars. That's the difference between retiring at 65 and retiring at 55. That's the difference between having options and not having them. So here's what I want you to understand. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about understanding everything. It's not about having a lot of money to invest. It's about understanding one thing. That time is your biggest asset right now, and you need to use it. The math is simple. The execution is simple. The only hard part is starting. Because starting means admitting that you've been avoiding this. It means taking responsibility for your future instead of hoping it works out. It means being willing to be uncomfortable for a little while so that you can be secure for the rest of your life. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. The decision you make in the next few weeks, the decision about whether you're going to start investing or whether you're going to keep waiting, that decision will echo through the next 40 years of your life. It will determine whether you have options or whether you're stuck, whether you can retire early or whether you have to work until you can't anymore, whether you're stressed about money or whether you're building something. Here's your task, and I mean it. Don't just listen to this and move on. Do this. Look at your bank account right now. Don't judge it. Don't feel bad about it. Just look at it. Then ask yourself one question. If I never made another dollar, how long would this money last me? A month? 3 months? A year? Now find one small amount you can invest this week. It doesn't have to be $500. It doesn't have to be $50. It can be $20. It can be $10. Whatever you can do without it hurting. Open an investment account. Make the investment. Take a screenshot. And tell me in the comments what you did. Because I want to celebrate with you. Because this moment right here, this is where it starts. This is where you stop being a passenger in your financial life and start being the driver. Before you go, if this felt like the conversation you needed today, subscribe so we can keep hanging out. And if you have a friend who's also pretending she has time to figure this out later, share this with her. Let's help all our girls level up. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You just have to move. Take care of your money, sis. I'll see you soon.